Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And yeah, I'm still working on this thing. It has how many villagers does it have now? It has 98 villagers right now. As you can see, well, I'm filling in pod number 6. That means that we should be close to 140. And yeah, there have been some accidents. I'm not sure if you can see, but some of these villagers here have faces like villager faces. It's very hard to see, but sometimes they turn around and you can see that. And yeah, the problem is that those are villager heads, and I have no idea how they picked them up because I thought villager heads will only drop if I kill them, but I didn't kill any villagers here. Maybe I killed some villagers over there. Anyway, some of them picked up villager heads, put them on, and they are pretending to not be zombies, even though they are zombies. You can see the guy here jumping up. And yeah, that's a problem because when they pick up an item, they don't count towards mob cap. And like this pod is completely, I don't know how many. Is it just 2? Maybe 3? Something. And there are other bugs in other pods because I was sending a few villagers that were zombified, but I didn't trade with them. Basically, there are some issues. And there's another issue, as you can see. I think we could see it here. Let me turn it off. And yeah, we can't really see it right now, but I think it's this one. Is it the slime one? Because when they are standing... No, this is the slime one. So the last one I'm filling in right now is slime. But when they're standing on slime, like you can see maybe here, they are bouncing up and down. And I solved this temporarily by just... can I access this here? Yeah. Oh. So if I open the trapdoors up there, they're just bouncing up and down. And when I toggle the mob switch, yeah, they get stuck on the edges. So that's not very good. But there is a solution for this. Oh, and we can see one of the guys with the head. 2 of the guys with the heads jumping up. I will probably just have to empty this pod and refill it. But that's a later problem. Let's solve this bouncing issue that isn't a temporary solution. And for that, I was thinking we could just do something like this and this. And now the trapdoor is closed. So just so that I can manipulate the trapdoors there, I'm just gonna add switches to every single one of them. So basically, yeah, it's not fully automatic anymore because it was supposed to be fully automatic, you know, with the piston feed tape for the activator rails. Oh no, and I dropped items in there and I'm sure some of them picked them up. Yeah, one of them picked up the glass. Urgh. It's a problem when working with these guys because as soon as they pick up an item, you might be in trouble. So I should toggle all of these, and now these are all locked in. This one should be still open, right? I can actually, yeah. So if I have the switch on, then the trapdoor is open, and now it's closed, and now it's open again. I want it open because we're still filling in this pod. And I will probably have to kill all these guys, maybe all these guys as well, and refill these 2 pods. And we should get up to 140. Yeah, there's the guy who's holding the glass block. Can I punch him without killing others? Oh, and I don't... Now I don't know who it was. Oh, yeah, this guy. Oh, come on, come back. Should I just do it with the sword? But I have sweeping edge. I don't want to... There we go. And someone else picked it up. Yeah, so that idea didn't work. Oh, this is a problem. This is a huge problem when working with these guys. And since I removed one guy from that pod, I should take out 1 block from here. I may not remove all the blocks from one of the droppers because then this thing updates here and will probably send a signal to the piston feed tape. But that was fine to do. But yeah, so we need to do this, and there is another thing. I need to add a beacon so I can see if this thing is on. There is some work to do. I'm gonna finish this off. Well, not finish, but I'm gonna do some work here. But we have other plans for today, which we'll get to after I'm done with the beacon and a few other things here. And I think the beacon should be as simple as this. So now the mob switch is on, and yes, it is in the on position when it's being loaded. I might have built it in the wrong orientation or direction, or whatever you want to call it. But, well, there we are. And now the mob switch is off. And on. And off. Yeah, it's working. Good. So we now have an indicator beacon, but I actually didn't check if I can see it from my base. That would be useful to know before I go out on some adventure to see if I can see the beacon. I can barely see it. It's awkward through the glass, but if I want to see it, I can see it. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I will still need to have some kind of building, and yes, I know I keep saying this about every other thing I build, that I need some kind of building around things, and I will make something up for this one, because this is not looking very great, like just some kind of bit of machinery sticking out on the ocean. Maybe the rails are making it much worse than it is, but yeah, this definitely needs building in somehow. I'll figure it out someday, but we are going somewhere else today. We are going back to the witch hut perimeter, because I need to start working on my redstone factory, because I keep running out of redstone. Alright, the activator rail has now moved out from the last pod, and through pure luck we ended up with 142 villagers in the pods. So I don't need to empty this pod, or this pod, whichever it was. I don't need to refill this one, because this one is kind of empty. They are just all fine, because I needed 141, I got 142, and the last villager just fit into that last pod and put it to 142. So now I have enabled the trapdoors over all of these so they don't bounce. I can turn off the mob switch, I guess, just to see that it works. Oh yeah, it's working just fine. And I'm gonna fly away just to see that the mob switch is correctly off. Now. Thank you, mob switch. Turn off. And now, yeah, we can see that the mob switch is off. And by the way, something I didn't show because I did it just after the World Tour episode, I lit up the entire shore of this island with sea pickles, and it looks amazing at night. It's absolutely fantastic. I like it. I wish I did it sooner, because I was talking about that when I did the sea pickle farm, that I might want to light up the shore of the island with sea pickles. Now I did it, and it's looking great at night. Of course, nothing else looks great at night in the video, so I'm not going to do that too much. Let's fly away and see that the mob switch is correctly on. I'm quite a bit away from now, and yeah, the mob switch is definitely working. Perfect, so now that project is done, other than the building that I need to build around it, but you know how that goes. It will happen someday, hopefully. And there's also another thing I need to verify. Oh, no, I ran out of rockets. Yes, the mob switch is not on when I'm in the Guardian Farm AFK spot. Now, of course, the mob cap is beginning to fill up, but it's filling up with Guardians, which is exactly what we want. Perfect. So, project done, project functional, no major bugs just yet, but maybe we'll find some soon. Let's hope not. But let's get to the main event for today. And yeah, we are building in this area. I'm gonna start working on my redstone factory. So this is the start of the thing I'm gonna build. And it's gonna be an iron farm, because we need iron for pistons and hoppers, and yeah, why not? Let's start with that. We will need an iron farm, cobblestone generator, some wood farm, stuff like that. So infrastructure farms, and then we will build autocrafters around that. Let me give you an insight into how my brain works. I spent 2 hours trying to decide where to put this thing. So this is where the iron farm is gonna be, and it's gonna be up there. Basically, this is gonna be the killing chamber. And I was thinking maybe I should put it here, how high, how low. I even spent 15 minutes trying to decide on which side the hopper that will collect the iron ingots is gonna be. It's completely unnecessary to make that decision, because I can just move the hopper to any corner and change how the lava flows, and it should be just trivial, but my brain just could not make up its mind. So yeah, I just picked a spot. There should be enough space here to do whatever I need to do with the loot, because I'm gonna be sending it somewhere else later anyway. Let's get a basic iron farm running and start deciding how to extend it later, or where to place the loot and how to route the loot and stuff like that. Because of course I haven't designed all the parts properly yet, but we'll get to that. I think it should be fine no matter where I place the farms. It's just crazy indecision when trying to design this thing. Let's build the iron farm. I will still need to get the villagers here somehow. I just completely forgot that I will have to do that. So yeah, let's just get to it. Let's build it. And if it's in the wrong place, who cares? We can move it. It's no big deal. And that wasn't too hard. So this is a slightly upgraded design of my iron farm. It's pretty much the same I have in my base, except it's with 4 pods, and I also changed that instead of pushing the zombie up with a piston, I'm opening trapdoors instead on a clock. Other than that, it works at the same principles. So the idea is that the villagers are actually a little bit too close to each other and they will see each other's golems. So we need to synchronize the golem spawning as well as we can. And we do that by having the zombie invisible most of the time, and then we show the zombie to the villagers for a few seconds, and then we hide it again. And that synchronizes the golem spawning well enough that usually we get actually 4 golems here. I've been testing this quite extensively, and this has about 80% of the maximum potential iron output. So someone else did the math for this. I haven't done it, but the math says that 411 iron per villager pod is the theoretical maximum, and I'm reaching 330, so it's about 80%. I'd say this is good enough. Now I just need the zombies and the villagers. I actually haven't thought about that. How am I gonna get the villagers here? Should I transport them from my base? Oh, oops. Right. There's always something. I already got the zombies. I just need to get them in. Let me see. Where do they have the zombies? So I was wise from earlier builds, and I actually, as soon as it was night, instead of going to sleep, I just build a little zombie catcher, and we have 3 bobs in here in case one of them gets lost for some reason, because that always happens. And there is a little roof, and I think 2 of them at least were picking up items, so maybe I should try to give them hats. Yeah, I should definitely give them hats so I don't need to build a roof when I'm transporting them. I could maybe just do it at night. Yeah, it's a solvable problem. I'm gonna see if they can have hats. They have name tags, so they won't despawn. Alright, let's see if this works. I don't think I can place a minecart. No, I'm not gonna try that. That's crazy talk. Let's see if I can pick it up. Yes, got 1. And he's burning. Oh, stupid. Yeah. I decided to put their hat on here, but completely forgot that the reason why I'm trying to put their hat on is because they're gonna burn in the sun, and just completely forgot that. There we go. Let's see. Will you take a hat? You will. Perfect. Okay, so we have, well, 1 Bob. Let's try to move Bob in. And do not go back to your friends. This direction. I hope I've been smart when I did this, and instead of trying to drop them into a hole or doing my usual stupidity, I just had an activator rail, eject him on this block here, and I can just... Oops, I didn't want to hit you, sorry dude. There we go. And he's in, perfect. A little roof, that is not strictly necessary, but... Oops, I didn't want to do that. That probably ruined everything. Was the redstone? Yeah, we lost some redstone. This shroom light needs to be covered up to be spawn proof. We put that back, and we can... Now this is safe to remove because he's perfectly in place, and yeah, everything is okay. So I am not prematurely removing the rails, which I normally do. So this one is in. That was surprisingly easy, and let's just get the other one in the same way. I think I have learned how to move zombies and potentially... Well, I don't know about villagers, but I have figured out how to move zombies into place. I'm learning! Yay! Yeah, that looks very good. Shroom light and some glass. Perfect. Yeah, this all looks good. All looks perfect. Just exactly like I designed it. So now I need to figure out what I do about the villagers because... Well, I still haven't done that, and I probably should have built a villager breeder before I started building this thing, because sometimes you need to build things in the right order, and this was not the right order. I'm still thinking if I should just transport the villagers from my base, but that will be probably more pain than building a villager breeder here. Yeah, let's build a villager breeder. Alright, I found a village not too far away. Well, it's a bit, but it is connected by a river, so I think it should be relatively simple. Today's episode might actually be called "We place a lot of rails to move a lot of things," and yeah, I built a rail here, and I actually built a full villager breeder here. Not sure if I'm gonna need it, but why not? And this is exactly the same design that I'm using in the zombification chamber. I like this design, it works very well. And in case I ever need more villagers here, well, we can use this thing. But I was just finishing building the rails, and look at what I found. The boat is empty, and there is some rotten flesh here. And there's more rotten flesh here, so yeah, we can guess what happened. I wonder why there is rotten flesh, though. Oh, someone got zombified and burned up in the sun. That's probably what happened. Yeah, I probably should have built the infrastructure for moving the villagers in there before I started moving the villagers. No, not a huge loss. There is more villagers there. It's not too far. We can deal with that. I just recently found out that you can put a villager or anything in a boat in a minecart as well at the same time. That is pretty cool. And I will land on his head, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, and yeah, hitboxes, of course. And break boat. And he got out. Perfect. And I get my minecart. This should stay destroyed because I'm gonna jump down here once again. And the next one. That's simple enough. I must say that a lot of the early hatred I had for villagers and moving them around was just because of inexperience. Because now that I have done this a few times, I have kind of figured out what works and doesn't work, and yeah, I'm not struggling anymore, and it's no longer terrible. It's actually, once you figure out a few methods of moving them around and especially getting them out of the minecarts and boats, it becomes relatively easy. And now he landed on his head. Of course he did, because... yeah, so I just said that whole thing and this happens. It's not a big deal, but it's very annoying, and I'm gonna destroy one more crop here. Hey, dude, move out. Hey. Get out. And make me some babies, please. That sounded creepy, but that is exactly why they're here. It's their job. There we go. Close that one off. I'm gonna leave this rail in case something bad happens, because it always does. Just gonna try to sneak this in. There we go. That worked. Alright, let's wait whatever long time I need to wait to get some babies, and let's see what happens. So I just spent, I don't know, 6 hours or something like that trying to figure out why these guys are not making any babies. And yeah, apparently when I was building this, I placed this block here so they cannot see the bed. And that's why there are no babies. I'm betting that as soon as I remove that block... These guys should now, maybe. Oh yeah, now they are getting close to the beds. They are trying to go to sleep. But now it means that they are seeing the beds, so maybe they will start producing the babies now. 6 hours. I've been trying everything. I've thrown, I don't know, 5 stacks of carrots on them, and my elytra just broke. Let's see if they make any babies, and if we can at least get some iron in this episode, because it is very little time left, and I need to get this episode edited and done. I was hoping to actually do another thing today, but always when it comes to villagers and zombies and moving stuff around, it takes more time than you expected. Even despite that little speech about, oh, I think I don't hate villagers anymore. Well, maybe I don't hate them, but they're still causing me trouble. Although this time the trouble was my own fault because I just built the villager breeder wrong and I placed one block where there shouldn't be a block. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see if he lands correctly in... Well, he won't end up in the pod, but he got oh no! They get ejected to the right, not to the left. I knew that, and I made that mistake. Oh, that's silly, but that's easily fixable. I guess we lost the villager. But that would mean that I can send them over there because, yeah, here they are ejecting to the right. So, okay, let's try that. Let's send some dudes into that pod while I fix this. Attempt number 2. Come on, come on, come on. So I just redirected the rails to go in this direction here, and I shouldn't definitely be careless around this place, because if I fall down there, there's lava, I will die. Okay, and he ejected to the right exactly as he should. Give me back my minecart. Yeah, I probably should have a piston there or something like that, but this works too. Now let's do villager number 2. And villager number 2 is in. Put that block back. And there's about like 4 more, even 5 more. Oh, wow. Okay, so I might actually be able to fill in all the pods today, and that would be really nice. And customer number 3 into this pod. This pod is now done. Let's put this back. Remove this junk because it doesn't belong. And customer number 1 in the second pod. Perfect. Oh well, after fixing the bugs, this is actually relatively painless. I need to pick up the minecart because I only have 1. And I think it's number 3. Yeah, there's 3 of them there. Put the glass back here, and this side is done. I should actually just enable the farm to see if it's gonna work. I hope I have the right number of items in here. I do. Perfect. Now, as you can see, the trapdoors are open. Well, they were open, now they closed, and the villagers were scared. Is this 4? No, it's just 3. And then after a while, the trapdoors will open again and scare them. They shouldn't probably produce golems just yet because they haven't slept. But after the next sunset and sunrise... Oh, they went to sleep. So, oh, we should actually maybe even start getting golems right now. So they are asleep. All 3 there are completely asleep. So, do we get any golems? They are scared. Golems. And 2 golems. Perfect. So the farm is working. Yay. Good. So at least that wasn't a problem I needed to debug. I just needed to debug transport, which is the usual problem. Perfect. Let's fill the last 2 pods and we have a working iron farm for the redstone factory. That earlier bug actually gave me an idea. Because I've always had a problem with this villager breeder, that it was really hard to turn it off. And if I can just add a piston instead of this iron block here, I can power the piston from the side, so that shouldn't be a problem. And that would give me a way to turn off the breeder. That might actually be worth trying. So I put this here, I put this here. No, if I remove that block and just add this one there, this should turn off the breeder. And now it's on again. That should work. Well, let's see if it does. So yeah, one of them grew up and there was another baby produced, so this didn't disturb the machinery at all. So let's now turn off the breeder and see if that turns it off. And if it does, then we have a good mechanism. And yeah, I call that a success. The breeder is now turned off and no new babies, and these guys grew up, so I can just fill them into the farm and we are done for today. And the last guy ejected correctly, and the last guy is falling in, and perfect. All 4 pods are fully populated. And there we have it. All 4 golems spawned correctly at the same time. So let's just go through very, very quickly how this farm is supposed to work. We have 4 villager pods. It's a standard scare villagers type iron farm. And normally a farm where the villagers can see each other's golems wouldn't really work very well if we kept scaring them all the time. So I have carefully timed how often I open the trapdoors to let the villagers see the zombie. The problem is that if a villager that tries to spawn a golem has seen a golem recently, they will not attempt to spawn a new golem. So the villager pods here are a little bit too close to each other to reliably make the villagers avoid seeing each other's golems. But if you carefully time when the villagers are allowed to see the zombie, you can make almost sure that they will spawn the golems at exactly the same time. With the experimentations I've done, it's been very much trial and error for how fast this clock should go. This should almost always works. It gives me 80% efficiency of the farm, but the efficiency is not that 4 golems spawn. The efficiency is just maximum efficiency if the golem would disappear immediately after being spawned. And of course it doesn't. It has to be pushed around by the water, then fall down the tube there. And it's not until the golems reach kind of almost the lava that they are out of range of the villagers. You see, now only 2 spawned, so it's not always perfect. But it's good enough. It's 80% efficient, or 80% of the maximum efficiency of a farm that would remove the golems immediately, so I'm very happy with this design. But that will be all I'll have for you today. I was actually hoping to build another little farm in here, like an infrastructure farm for the redstone factory, but I guess that will have to wait for the next episode, because, well, yeah, dealing with villagers takes more time than it should. I'll be streaming from this world at 7 o'clock in the evening UTC, 8 o'clock in the evening Central European time. It will be on twitch.tv/Borkon_live. It's the same day that this episode comes out. It's my usual, but I still keep announcing it because it attracts new people every week and we're having fun on streams, trying new things. We might actually be designing a contraption that I want to design for my redstone factory, so check it out. Come say hi, and if not, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.